What's up, Manifestation Queens? It is your Manifesty Bestie, and we are doing a summer-long series of solo episodes. You're asking the questions, and I am giving it to you. So today, this episode, we are going to talk about manifesting your dream home. It's easy. We can do it. You can do it, right? I'm going to take you through the 7 steps, and I'm going to give you a list of things that you can do and what I would do if I was manifesting a dream home. It can be a dream home, dream apartment, condo, villa abroad. I'm manifesting a villa in Portugal, and trying to convince my husband to buy one yesterday. But that's a future thing. But if you're looking like in the next 6 to 12 months to buy your own dream home, then this is for you. So I'm going to tell you my own little manifestation story about manifesting my dream home, because I have manifested everything, and dream home is one of them. So when I started in a law firm in 2008, I lived in an apartment in Sandymount. It was St. Catherine's Court, and it was just off the Strand. And I was living there with a friend of mine who also worked in a law firm, and her parents owned the apartment. And every day I would leave the apartment and I would walk to work, which was in Dublin, in Grand Canal Dock. And I would say to myself, someday I'm going to live in Sandymount, someday. But I knew that it wasn't going to happen anytime soon, because 2008, I had just started my career as a lawyer. Well, actually, I was a paralegal. I started at the bottom. And so I knew it was like a far out sort of thing. But I always wanted to live in Sandymount. It was like the place that I wanted to be. And I was familiar with it. I liked it. It was close to my work. It's also close enough to walk in the city. We never take our car out. So roll on to when I finally meet my husband, and we're living in an apartment on Ringsend Road, and I get pregnant for the first time. And I remember saying to him, we need to get a house because I'm not living in this apartment when we have a baby. It was a tiny, tiny apartment. And there were steps all the way up to the apartment. So like if, with the baby and a buggy and stuff, you had to drag everything up. And I was like, I'm not living here, and we need to buy a house, and yada, 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 all of that. And then I had a miscarriage. And I remember thinking, oh my God, like I would actually live in a shoebox. It just brought back so much perspective of what's really, really important. But of course, I know time moves on, and we did need a house, and we did need to start thinking about buying a house. So my husband was like, we are going to buy a turnkey house. That's what I want. I want to move into a house that's completely done. And I had the opposite of opinion, but I was like going along with it. I wanted to buy a house where we had to renovate and I could put my own little stamp on it. So we said that we were going to look in certain areas that were kind of close enough to our work, both of our work, that we could still walk, and close enough to his football and stuff like that. And so it was like Dublin 2, 4, 6 kind of. So we start bidding on houses, and we are just getting outbid constantly. Or we find a house, and I still had in the back of my mind that I wanted to be in Sandymount, but I was okay with being in somewhere else like that was still close to work and stuff. And we just kept getting outbid. And this was like in 2016, 17. We were 3 years looking for a house. I think our friends were like, are you guys serious? Like, what the hell is going on? But it was just challenging. It was just really challenging. And then we there was a house in Rathmines, and we bid on it. And I remember they were like, I was like, this is our house. We're going to get this house. I really kind of believed. And then what happened? They pulled the house from the market, and I was so disappointed. But I look back now and I'm like, thank God we didn't get that house, just for so many reasons. It was definitely not the perfect house. So I always say, if you're searching for a house, and you don't get it, just tell yourself it's this or something better. So then what happens was I tell my husband, oh, there's a house that's come up in Sandymount, but it's not turnkey, but please, can we go and view it? And he was like, fine. Okay. So we went to view it, and it was just like it needed a lot of work. And we went upstairs and we looked out the back window, and we could see the Aviva Stadium. And if you know my husband, he is a mad soccer football fan. So he saw the Aviva Stadium and was like, oh, maybe we could do a house that we need to renovate. So there was no bids on the house. There was actually no bids on the house. So they dropped the price of the house, right? And the minute we put a bid on the house, all of a sudden there was another bidder. And I was like, oh, I'd love to get this house and renovate it and all that. And so then, of course, started a bidding war between us and another buyer. And we ended up going above even the initial asking price. And finally, one day, I was like, I really want this house. I really want it. And I just said to my husband, that's it. This has got to be our last bid. And like, we weren't going up in increments of 1K. It was like increments of 5K. So it was insane sort of stuff. And so I just said to my husband, I remember sitting down and talking to him and being like, that's it. Like, this has to be our last bid. We just need to let this house go because, like, we're going to get into a situation where it's way out of our means. And we don't want that either, right? And he was like, I can't believe you're saying this because, as you know, he always says to me, you're talented at spending money. And I will always push the boundaries. Because I'm like, money will come. But I knew that this was the time to stop. So I let the house go. And I was like, okay, I think this is our final bid. The other couple are going to get it now. And I'm letting it go. And the next day we found out that it was our house. But I really, really believe, and it was in Sandymount. So I used to say, someday I'm going to live in Sandymount. And now I've just bought a house in Sandymount that we have to renovate exactly what I wanted. And it's not what my husband wanted because he wanted a turnkey home. But I always say my manifestation powers are so strong. They always surpass his, right? So we ended up getting the house. But a couple of lessons that I learned there was, number one, I was open to living in other places. Now, they still were relatively, close to what I wanted, but like it wasn't just Sandymount that I was looking at this particular area. I was open to other areas. I was open to listening to him saying, okay, let's get a turnkey home, even though I wanted to renovate my own home and put a stamp on it. And ultimately, the biggest lesson in manifestation is letting go. And knowing that if this house you don't get it for whatever reason, because, somebody outbids you or they pull it off the market or you just can't afford it, it's not your home. And I would always recommend never, ever looking at a specific house and saying, that's my home, because you have to be open to what the universe is going to bring you. Like, you might want a specific area, but if you say it has to be this house on this street, that's too specific. There's only one of them. And that might not be your house. And you're limiting the universe, call it what you want, to that specific place. So let's go through manifesting your dream home in the Pause Penny 7 steps in the manifestation box, right? I have so many tools for you to use for this. So first up, step 1, what do you want? Dream home. Like, dream home. That's all you have to write in the back. Or dream villa, or dream apartment, dream condo, dream home, right? Why do you want it? Why do you want the dream home? Well, safety, security, you want your own place. You want a place for your family. You want a place, that you can call yours. You're ready to do up your own place. You're ready to start your life in your own place. You're sick of paying rent. Like, that's a good why. We were starting to build our family. So that's what we wanted. So what do you see? Like, you have to be able to see it to believe it. Like, what does the house look like? You don't have to have like fully the outside picture exactly, but like, think about it. Like, how many, does it have a driveway where you can park your car? That was really important to us. Does it have a garden? That was important to us. Does it have a spare room for a playroom? That was something that was important to us. Like, I knew that I wanted a house that had, like, when I was visualizing, right, I could always see, I used to go on house.ie, and I used to look at the pictures of the houses of what I would look, inside the house would look like. And one of the things that I always visualized were these barn doors that you would get in the States a lot, like sliding barn doors. And I wanted it with like an X. I wanted a kind of beachy style house, so like paneling. And I used to visualize that. I knew what it was going to look like. I knew it was going to kind of be beachy vibes because I wanted to be close to the beach. And that's exactly. So what do you see? How many bedrooms? What does the kitchen look like? What's the color scheme on it? What does it look like for you? What do you hear? So this is a really important card. Firstly, like, let's talk about what you hear. What are you saying to yourself right now? There's no houses out there. The property market is so expensive. I keep getting outbid. I'm never going to get a house. Stop. Just stop that talk. That is going to get you nowhere. It's only going to get you into a negative spin, and that you're just going to be like round and round and round of circles thinking negatively about housing. The housing market, if you're in Ireland, probably other countries also, is tough. Housing prices have gone up. It's not that easy to get a house, but it can be done. But it's not going to serve you if you keep telling yourself everything is so expensive. I'm never going to get on the property ladder. I'm always getting outbid. Just cut it out and start saying something else. There's plenty of houses on the market. I'm getting my dream home. My dream home is coming, right? But on your card, I want you to write down what you hear in the house. Like, if you have a family, maybe you hear kids in the playroom. If you're, I don't know, a couple and you like to do dinner parties, you hear the dinner parties. If you love nature and being creative, maybe you hear the birds chirping in your garden. Like, it's different for everyone. Everyone wants something different, right? A lot of people say to me, oh my God, I just want to get out of Dublin or get out of the city and move to the country and have all this space where the kids can run around. And me, I'm like, hell no. No. I'm not moving to the country. It's not for me. I love going to the country. I love all the space that you have in the country. But right now, my life is in Dublin, and that's where I wanted to stay. So what do you hear? That's really important. And how do you feel? You've got to feel it. Get excited. Like, you're joy, proud, excited, grateful, secure, financially independent and secure. You feel secure because you now have your own home. You're grateful that you can provide for your family. There's a lot of women, lots of women. And if this is you, you're not alone. A lot of women going through separation and divorce and need a new home for their kids. And they just want to provide safety and security for them because they're already going through so much with a breakup of a marriage, right? The kids. So you could feel proud, excited, grateful, right? What action are you going to take? Well, first of all, anything you're ever doing, gratitude, affirmations, and visualization is key, right? Those are 3 actions that you can do every single day. Another thing, stop complaining about the current house that you're in. I hate this house. I hate this apartment. It's so small. Everything's always breaking. One thing I used to complain about all the time in our apartment was the water used to just trickle out of the electric shower. First world problems, I totally know, right? But it used to be so cold. And I used to complain about it all the time. It's like, stop complaining about what you have. Be grateful that you have a place to live and to sleep, right? And know, okay, this is just a stepping stone. I'm moving on to my house. So what action are you going to take? Visualization is key. Start going on to house. right? Start going onto House and looking up things. Start talking to the bank about getting a mortgage. Start maybe putting some savings away for this house. Like, start thinking about getting your house and what that would look like to you. Like, I want to manifest a villa in Portugal, which is way down the line. And I went into an interior store and I bought these 2 kind of shell ornaments. And I said to the lady that I was buying these shell ornaments for my villa in Portugal. And she asked me, where was my villa in Portugal? I was like, well, I'm manifesting it. It hasn't happened yet. So those are the little things that I do. So you can buy yourself something like a little tea towel or something for your new home that you can look at. And what are you grateful for? Manifestation starts and ends with gratitude, 100%. So always write down what you're grateful for. And if you have these cards, right, the manifestation box that you can get on pausepenny.com. And we know, like I've said this before, you've got to write it to invite it. Let go of your vision board, start writing it down. It is going to activate your brain. You're 73% more likely to achieve your goals if you write it down and take action, right? So then what you do at nighttime is this, when you go to bed, is that you just look at your cards. You just look at these cards and you visualize it every single night, and you are telling your brain, the RAS, the reticular activating system, I want a home. And opportunities and things will start coming up, right? And you might say, but I don't have enough money for this home. Don't ask how. There is no how in this pack. You don't know how it's going to come. Sabina Brennan, the neuroscientist, was on a podcast with me, but we also did an Instagram live, and she talked about wanting to manifest her dream home. And she is now an amazing place in Cavan where you can have you can stay there. It is gorgeous. But she talks about how she wanted this place and this plot of land, but it was $250K over budget. And she was like, it was just way out of her budget. But she's like, no, I know this is my house. I know this is my house. Turns out, anyway, the owners dropped the price for her by $250K. So, you don't know how it's going to happen. Now, if you're living in an apartment and you can barely afford your rent and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're trying to manifest a house in, I don't know, Beverly Hills or Aylesbury Road, like one of the most expensive places in your country that you're living in, that's a couple of million. Let's have a little bit of reality check here. I'm not saying it can't happen, but it's unlikely to happen in 6 months, right? So baby steps, you have to be practical and realistic also. If it's a small bit outside your budget, work on your money mindset. But if it's totally, literally, your bank balance is non-existent and you're trying to get a mortgage for one of the most expensive cities, unlikely. Have a little bit of realism, but you can work towards that. You may not get it now, but you can work towards it. Okay, so I'm going to go through a number of things that you can do and this is what I would do if I was manifesting a dream home again. Okay, first of all, your manifestation box. You got to write down the 7 steps. The 7 steps that I just went through. Manifestation box, number 1. Number 2, gratitude. Pause Penny 21-day gratitude box. Anyway, it's not just 21 days for gratitude. It is every day, 365 days, right? But the more grateful you are, the more you are going to bring into your life. I talk about gratitude is the holy grail. I'm telling you, if I could only give everybody one piece of advice, it would be to get a gratitude practice and do a gratitude practice. So manifestation box, gratitude box. Number 3, we have I don't have it here, but it's a contract for your dream home on the Pause Penny website. And it writes out your dream home, how many rooms it has, et cetera, et cetera. Print it off and pop it into your manifestation box. Number 4, write your manifestation check. Put in the amount of money that you need roughly for your home to get a mortgage. Write it down. Pop it into your manifestation box again. Then write your letter to the universe. These are all on pauspenny.com under Manifest Toolkit. So thank you so much for my dream home. Pop it into your manifestation box. Buy yourself a key ring. This is from the Core Makers. And pop it into your manifestation box and say, this is the key ring that I'm going to use when I get my new house. Visualize yourself opening a door with this key ring. To see yourself opening the door, the key ring. Next, choose a sign. So it can be a random sign. Like today, my sign that I'm going global is a red Tesla, right? I until I picked it, I never saw them, but I was on my way to work today, to the podcast today, and I saw 2 red Teslas, 2. And what did I say? Beep, beep, I'm going global. So like you just choose your sign, red Tesla, palm tree, Dalmatian dog. It doesn't matter what it is. Just make it specific and pair it with something. So every time you see it, you say, my dream home is coming. My dream home is coming. So remember that. It'll just raise your vibe. The other thing that I would do is anytime you see a for sale sign outside a home, I want you to say, my home is coming. My dream home is coming. Doesn't matter where the for sale sign is, but it just reminds you, takes you back to reminding your brain that your dream home is coming and you can manifest it. Anytime you see a sale agreed sign, so if it says sale agreed, I want you to feel it as if you've just gone sale agreed on a house, like the excitement. So what you're doing is you're telling yourself this is going to happen. You're helping yourself believe it's going to happen. And then you're doing things to just raise your vibe. So I'm going to go through those again. All the steps to manifest your dream home. 7 steps, manifestation box. Follow the 7 steps and look at your cards every night and visualize. Gratitude practice is absolutely key. 2nd step. Then you're going to do your contract for a dream home from the Pause Penny website. You are going to write your check from the Pause Penny website for the amount of the mortgage that you need. You're going to thank the universe in advance for your dream home. You're going to get your key ring and visualize yourself opening the door of a house. You're going to choose your sign. And every time you see the sign, you're going to say, my dream home is coming. My dream home is coming. Or I'm getting closer. I'm getting closer. Then anytime you see a for sale sign, you're saying the same thing. It's coming. It's coming. And whenever you see a sale agreed sign, you're saying to yourself, you're getting excited. You're feeling it. You're feeling it as if you have just gone sale agreed yourself. You're feeling those feelings. And then finally, just so you know, you got to let go for your life to flow. Do not get attached to a specific house. You have got to let it go and trust the timing that your house is going to come at the perfect time. And now when I look back when I first got pregnant, and then I had the miscarriage, but I was like, we need to buy a house. We need to buy a house. And I was just so consumed with buying a house for our family that I almost didn't care. Like I didn't place as much emphasis on the location. I was like, I just want a house that we can rent. And we could have ultimately bought anywhere then. And I'm so grateful now that I trusted the timing, and the house and the location is just perfect for us. So trust and let go and manifest your dream home. Until next time, bye.